So you finally started making money, and you're not sure how much you should be saving and how much you should be spending.
Well, don't worry. OMFG is here to help you out. Today, we're going to be talking about the big bad B word.
That's right.
What are you talking about, MTS? We're talking about budgeting.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about that. We want to start off this video by saying budgeting doesn't have to be as bad or as boring as you think it is. We're not going to tell you you can't buy lattes, that you can't go out for dinner with your friends, that you can't buy any electronics or any of your clothes. As long as those things make you happy, you should be able to do those things. As long as you're saving properly.
The key to budgeting is living within your means. You might remember it when we talked about it in the reasons why we save. Living within your means is pretty much you spend less than you make. Pretty simple concept, right? But you might be surprised at how people can't grasp the simple concept, especially if they have a credit card.
We want to make budgeting easier for you, so we gathered up a minimalist budgeting model called the 50-20-30 model.
Essentials would make up 50% of this model consist of all the things that you have to pay for your everyday life. These things consist of your phone bills, your rent, your utilities, credit card bills, all those things you need essentially for your monthly bills. These are the things that you start calculating first to start this model off.
Now that you're done calculating your essentials, you can set aside some of that money to save. We explained why saving is so important in our last video. We recommend really checking that out. Keep in mind, you can also use this category to pay down any debt that you owe. So if you're a new grad and you're still paying off your student loan debt, this would apply to you. It's also important to build up an emergency fund, so you can also use this category to build up that.
The last category is what we like to call fun money. If you fulfilled the above two criteria, congratulations, you can now treat yourself. Remember, budgeting is not all about penny pinching. You can now go out, have fun, go out for dinner with your friends, travel, shop, whatever you like. The world is your oyster and you deserve to have fun.
And that really is all there is to it, to the 50-20-30 model. Keep in mind that this model is really more of a guideline, and we like it because it's so simple. But if we're going to be completely honest, we don't actually follow the rules all the time. In fact, we don't actually do a lot of budgeting ourselves. So you're probably asking, why even make a budgeting video?
Well, that's actually kind of half true. What we really mean is that we built our lives around spending less, and as a result, saving is almost second nature to us. Remember in our saving video, how we talked about FIRE? Like we said, we're working really hard towards this goal and we want to be part of that club. That doesn't mean that we want to live like cheapskate. We actually do travel a lot, spend money on things we enjoy and value. We just really do our homework and we're smarter about how we spend. So let's revise the 50-20-30 model and see what we mean.
So first and foremost, now that all our debts are paid down, we actually prioritize the 20% savings category primarily. By that we mean we automatically at least save 20% of our paycheck. One very useful pro tip to this is setting up pre-authorized contributions to your investment or savings plan. For example, when I was with TD as my primary bank, I set up my account in such a way that come payday, it would automatically take out 20% of money coming in and put it in towards my TD E-Series mutual funds. And it would be funneled straight to my TFSA. It was a great way to force myself to save without even thinking about it or doing anything after it was set up. And the rest of the money I had, I accepted that it was for the rest of my budgeting.
So after you're done forcing yourself to save, this brings us to the next category, the essentials. This is where you could bring down some cost if you do a little bit of research. For example, it's really worth looking around for a place with a good rental rate. Shop around, take your time, and make sure the price is right for you. The point we're trying to make here is that this is such a big chunk of your budgeting model. It really does pay off to spend the time and research to lower your essential cost, whether it's shopping at a discount store, finding ways to lower your bills, buying things on sale, and finding the right rental rate, like what we said.
Learning how to find the best value for your essentials is an invaluable skill, and we promise we're going to go over this in our later videos. Both Ray and I spent a lot of time figuring out how to bring our essential costs down, which lets us put more money into our savings. My place, for example, where we shot most of our earlier videos, is a pretty nice place, but it was also a little bit higher than I'd like it to be. But I also made sure it was close to work, so I actually bike to work every day when I can, and it saves me a lot of money on transportation, which would have been part of my essentials cost regardless. That's money I don't have to pay for public transportation every day, and this can really add up, especially with the public transit subsidy that doesn't exist anymore.
Now, we're not saying to compromise your life and live in a roach-infested apartment, but rather live modestly. Now ask yourself the following. Do you really need a brand new car or even a car at all at this point of your life? Maybe it's time to ditch that bank or cell phone plan that's charging you extra fees monthly and find a better deal. Or maybe instead of living in a one bedroom by yourself, it wouldn't be so bad living with a roommate for now. Also, is buying lunch every day really bringing that much value to your life?
The last category is fun money, and we think this is just as important. Trust us on this. We do go out and have fun. In case you haven't figured it out, we are avid travelers, and that's where most of our money goes in this category. We don't like holding back on vacations, but we do also keep a conscious budget in our mind so we don't go completely overboard.
It helps that we're not very materialistic people. Heck, I still drive a 17-year-old car. Rather, we do spend money on things that matter to us. For example, all this camera gear we work with to make this YouTube video is not cheap, and it's a worthwhile investment because I'm passionate about photography. And who knows, maybe this YouTube thing will take off and I could be a YouTube thousandaire.
So that pretty much wraps up our budgeting video. We hope our revised model really gave you something to think about and changed the way you view budgeting.
Do you have a different budgeting philosophy? Do you have any other topics you want us to cover? Let us know in the comments below.
We say this in every video, but we would really like it if you click that like and subscribe button. It's the only way we'll know that we should make more personal finance for you kiddos and doggos at home.